lot of our folks came up from the music, from sports, from, you know what I'm saying? A lot of us are now transitioning into doctors and lawyers and, you know, judges and all that. That's what we're supposed to be. That was our position. That was our rightful thing to be doing. Hey, what's poppin', y'all, man? It's the coolest dude on YouTube, man, and we back. You know what I'm saying? Check this out, man. Had a blessed little weekend. Little couple of hangovers, too, though. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just recuperating from them. But, hey, but peep this out. I'm back, man. And what it is, see, tomorrow is my anniversary. Feel me? So all my subscribers out there, man, if you think about your boy tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? MC Doc and Lady Doc, man, tomorrow's my anniversary, man. The day my grandmama's birthday, man, you know what I'm saying? She gone resting with God right now. You know what I mean? So that's what July is for us, besides this hot weather. You know what I mean? Hey, because it's hot as fish grease outside right now. But P gang, though, y'all. We finna get into this video right now where it's an ex-FBI agent. He speaks on how it's going to be like, you know, what they planning is like the infiltration of the black culture. You know what I'm saying? How they trying to infiltrate it. Now, we've been infiltrated so many times. We got infiltrated when we got brought over here. You know what I mean? Straight up. And it's like by our own folks, too, though. So as long as somebody getting paid a nice little lump sum or something, you know what I mean? It's like our people will do whatever for that dollar, man. You know what I'm saying? And then you be held accountable for it down the line. So we finna see what Dog talking about, man, because I don't want to get no stories twisted, man. But what I'm doing is enlightening y'all and bringing y'all the news that I stumble across that may have been missed, that may have just been misinterpreted, that may not have no real understanding from it. You know what I mean? So we're going to let an ex-FBI agent tell us how they're trying to infiltrate our black culture, man. With the coolest dude on YouTube, man, and you know how we do. We be right back. Hey! Hold up. Wait a minute. Hold up. Hey, it's the best kept
He's chilling. Chilling. What more can I say? Chilling.
Hey, we about to go on and see what it do, man. You know what I mean? Let's go.
In the summer of 1978, I interviewed a man who worked as an informer for the FBI during the 1960s. His name is DARTHARD Perry, also known as Ed Riggs, also known as Bill Perry, also known as Othello.
Now, y'all heard. He said 1978. I was born in 68. So that means I was 10 years old when they was already planning all this. Even though a lot of our folks came up from the music, from sports, from, you know what I'm saying? A lot of us are now transitioning into doctors and lawyers and, you know, judges and all that. That's what we're supposed to be. That was our position. That was our rightful thing to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Kind of find out my family background was powerful. Real talk. So I should be in a way better position than I am right now. That's real talk. Found out that all my folks was like in some nice little jobs. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about 1800s and like that. Had great positions then. You know what I mean? So we should be in greater positions now. So we're going to finish it all, man, and let him go on and talk about it and see what's going down, man. Let's get it in.
How were you paid?
The pay was always in cash. Cash, and you would sign a card. It would go like this. A rendezvous or a drop-off point would be picked out either by yourself or the agent. You would meet the agent there. Usually it would be in a vehicle. You get in the vehicle, he would hand you the money. He would tell you first to count the money. He would tell you the amount while you counted it. If the amount was there, he would then bring out a card. On that card would be for the week of such and such. In other words, the week was dated. So-and-so has been paid the amount of. Then you would sign the card, and then the agent would sign the card. The reason for this is that if all of a sudden the IRS became very interested about where you were getting all this extra money from, you could always tell them to go back to the Bureau, and the Bureau would have your cards on file.
I see. Were there such things as bonuses?
Oh, yes.
What were they paid for?
Bonuses were paid for, suppose while you were meeting with, or you were at a meeting with Bobby Seals, Chulai of the Red Army happened to come to the meeting too, which is something which would be a new development. That's bonus time.
In other words, a hot piece of information.
Hot piece, very hot piece.
To be a snitch. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about, though. But when you snitch or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Hey, some people got a lot of paper for that. You know what I'm saying? Infiltrating other folks or whatever. They get kicked in for that, man. You know what I'm saying? That's like somebody like, hey, man, I want you to go on and go over there and take this crack over there and drop these guns off over there. They pay you X amount of dollars or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, we'll find the guns and this and that and that. And then it's like corruption within our own stuff. So therefore, they've been like plotting and planning for a long time, like since the 70s, 80s, 90s, and they starting to get better with it. You know what I'm saying? Because then they start broadcasting live events on TV where you see your police that's supposed to protect you. You know what I mean? They get to kill you on TV and then get acquitted. Come on, I mean, it's like, man, so if y'all can't see that point blank range in your face, that's crazy. And this is from the 70s, 80s, and up. This is 2000. Now, all of us older folks, kind of know what's going on. As long as we stay low key, we cool. But the rest of this world that's not like focusing, that ain't got a like minds, man, y'all gonna be, hey, I'm telling you, in for a good treat. You know what I'm saying? And it's not gonna be a good one, I mean. But y'all see. But let's finish dog story. My bad. I just wanted to speak on it, man. Because it's so corrupt in this world today, man. It's crazy. You can't go nowhere. Man, my wife was watching killers caught on tape. And just the imaginable and the excruciating and the things they be doing all around this world, man. I know God ain't happy. Real talk. Let's go.
Did you ever suffer pangs of conscience?
Quite a few times. Quite a few times. I still suffer pains of conscience. I suffer from the fact that a lot of people trusted me and I misused that trust. I suffer from the fact that a lot of information that I gave out was the undoing of certain groups or certain people. I suffer from the fact that I'm on the run constantly. I have no real life to speak of.
You have no family life, really? You have a wife?
No, I don't have a wife. I do have a child. I can't see her that often. I have to stay away from them because once I come around, the Bureau shows up and harassment starts. I have very few close personal friends, no one to really confide in. It's like being on the outside of a glass jar and everything is happening inside the jar, but you're on the outside. You can see it happening, but you can't participate.
Why have you decided to talk to me?
For the simple reason, I think this information should be getting out, should be put out to the public. I think not only black people, but everyone should become aware of what your so-called law enforcement agencies do to so-called enforce the law.
Now, okay, man, see, now this is a speech that was way back. This is a throwback speech right here. And it's like, why is he talking about all the corruption that the police been doing? You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, come on, man. And then it's like this. I don't understand it. The police, they be totally hurt. They be very upset and be hating other people when they out there targeting the police. You know what I'm saying? When they out there doing them wrong, they sad. They mad. They want to catch the criminal and put them under the jail. Why they don't do that to the ones that do that to us? You know what I'm saying? It's like that's what's crazy about this world, man. It's like they love their kids, but they don't care about our kids. They can snatch our kids and hang our kids, but then it's like, man, it's like if somebody did that to y'all kid, y'all wouldn't even like that. It's like it's not fair. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm glad I don't have no racists born in my body. But sometimes when you be watching that stuff, it make you like, wow. But then again, it's a lot of white people out there or other races out there that gravitate and they lean in towards us. They feel us. You know what I'm saying? Some of them know about our pain. Some of them know about the history. You know what I'm saying? It's the corrupted ones that want to just keep it going, keep it popping. You know what I'm saying? And all I say is when it's people like that, that organization need to get a stronger foundation so they can get it popping back. You know what I'm saying? On the real, man. If God flooded this whole earth before, man, trying to get rid of evil, trust and believe. You know what I mean? He could do it again. But then again, he did promise no water, fire. So it's like, now where the fire coming from? Is the bombs bursting in air? Is it everybody like in control of their own destinies? It's like, that's crazy, man. And we all just trying to have a ball and live. And there's certain people just worried about a specific race of people. That's great though. And everything we do, that's crazy. Why would you want to keep hurting people like that? Because of why? Are you super scared? That's, I mean, I don't understand, man. One race of people don't like another race of people because you was taught to hate those people. That's crazy. We wasn't taught like that though, y'all. I promise you, through the whole history of whatever y'all think, we wasn't taught like that to hate other races, man. We wasn't.
Because between you, myself, and the audience, I've seen more felons in law enforcement than I have in prison.
Many would say, well, look, you yourself just got through saying that the BLA was involved in criminal activity. What's wrong with wanting to put them in prison? How would you answer them?
I would answer him in this way. First off, we have to understand why they did what they did.
Hey, he ain't hitting that like a cigarette. You know what I'm saying? I wonder what he's smoking on. You feel me? He ain't hitting like that. Because people that smoke cigarettes, you don't inhale it like that. You're still able to really just talk. You know what I'm saying? Some can do habitual smokers, but he's smoking on something.
But I'm not even gonna go off into that psychological hoo-ha. What I'm gonna say is, when you become just as bad as the people that you go after, then there's nothing gained and a whole lot lost.
Facts.
You also were active in the infiltration of many cultural groups. Before we go into that step by step, how much research and study did the FBI engage in of black culture in the late 60s?
A great amount.
Give me an idea.
From the thing is, I can, they have a file on every type of magazine that blacks read. They have a file on the music. Music, dance, theater, actors, comedians, you name it, man.
And they would actually study these
Yes.
different...
Oh, yes, definitely.
What would they do with music?
Right.
To understand the people, you have to understand the culture. To infiltrate, you have to understand. You had a lot of so-called white liberals that were infiltrating the so-called black groups, using the information that they had gathered from the studies of blacks.
You mean just to understand the behavior pattern of our people?
Oh yeah, I can, Will Heaton could name out some jams of Miles Davis that I hadn't even heard of. He could name off some books that I hadn't even read pertaining to black culture.
Facts.
Do you ever see
That's
agents actually studying the music of...
Yes. I've seen them going over even video portion of cultural events. The understanding, like when, okay, you have an organization like Leroy Jones' Black House. You remember that? Okay, Leroy Jones's place, which was done on the thing of tribalism. That's where I first heard the word Kintu, Mantu, Huntu, Hintu. These words of the African continuum. I learned that from an agent. He ran it down to me. They make in-depth studies of the personalities of the people they're dealing with, too, culturally. It always helps. It's a thing of, you can take their culture and use it against them.
How large would you say an extensive collection on our culture would you say the FBI has? Would you rate it as large as a particular library, like the Schomburg Library in Harlem? Or
I would rate it better. I would rate it better, and the fact is that they go into details that we probably would overlook. Will Heaton used to meet me in different places. You know, Will Heaton, that was one of my supervising agents. There is a certain bar in the Los Angeles area where people into black cultural things met, and Will Heaton used to meet me there. And he would go into very long and tiring conversations with some very articulate brothers about culture, African culture, and Afro-American culture.
tell me about some of the cultural organizations that you infiltrated and what you did.
PASLA, Mafunde, Watts Writers Workshop, which they had.
The Watts Writers Workshop?
Yes. Watts Writers Workshop, which was one of the oldest established black writers workshop.
That place was burned down.
Yeah. The Bureau had it burnt down.
How do you know that?
I know because I participated. I did the arson.
You burned down the Watts Writers Workshop?
Yes.
Man, see, now he's saying he the one burned down their office. You feel me? So he an ex-F.B.I. informant, giving us a little lesson about what's going on within their department. You feel me? So, and that's been going on since the 80s, the 90s. Now, this the 2000s. Come on, y'all. That's why we going through and seeing what we going through. And ain't nothing being done about it, man. It's being deliberately done. They're catching you by yourself and able to just grab you and do whatever they want to do to you, man. And all I say is it's basically like this. I ain't gonna say that they scared of us, but I guess they really is. I'm talking about the ones that gotta just pull this agenda out or whatever. It's like, and then it's within our FBI. That's Federal Bureau of Investigation. You know what I mean? That's like that. You step in when it's like time to catch like real fugitives and go across the world just to go catch a fugitive that done something to our country or something. You know what I'm saying? A higher informant than like the, you know, way high than the police or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We supposed to be able to protect y'all. And y'all the ones be crooked too. It's a Biggie, Pac. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? And we can go all the way back to Martin Luther King. Come on, man. That man didn't do that. That y'all had in jail. I'm telling you, y'all.
Why did they want it to go?
At the time, funding had been cut to the workshop, had been cut out, but it looked like there was a possibility of a grant being given back to the workshop. And if there was no theater, there would be no grant.
How did you do it?
2 cans of kerosene, Purex bottle, gasoline, and a flare, highway flare.
Why didn't you use more sophisticated stuff?
Oh, no. No. You're never overly sophisticated. It's too obvious. This way you make it look like, you know, maybe somebody in the neighborhood that got kicked out of theater at one time got mad and came and burned the damn theater up, that kind of thing.
But you were involved in this theater? I mean, did it get to you at all what you were?
Hey, man, that got to me a great deal. I love that theater. I built the stage.
You built the stage.
Oh, yeah. When I got to the workshop, the stage that had been, the original stage that had been built needed an extension on it. The original part of the stage was in terrible condition. They had no lighting system. I put the lighting system in myself. I put the stage in myself. And that was a stage, man. And that was a theater. It's a nice theater.
Who was the director of that workshop?
Harry Dolan.
Harry Dolan. Some very, very well-known artists supported that workshop, gave money to it.
Some very well-known artists came out of the Watts Writers Workshop. You know, Glenn Tubman, Yaphet Kotto. Sidney Poitier used to come down there and give a class. Sammy Davis Jr. used to come down there all the time. Quincy Jones used to come there and give music classes. We had our own 8-track studio setup for sound. We had our own sound room there.
Was part of your other activities and responsibilities to study the profiles of celebrities who were supportive of organizations?
Definitely, and especially, like I said, psychological backgrounds, weaknesses and strengths. Did he have a weakness for blondes? Did he have a weakness for money? Did he snort cocaine? Did he smoke marijuana? They even get into, and that's one thing the Bureau loves, is their sexual background. They have files and files on different blacks, not only celebrities, but a lot of others, sexual activity.
What would they do with this information?
Oh, that's used as a weakness.
So they would feed to these weaknesses?
Yes.
That's what the record labels be doing and stuff, man. They into that little nasty stuff too, though. You know what I mean? Come on, man, man. And this is like an older interview, though, kind of like. So it's like, man, this dog, he already talked all this into fruition. You know what I'm saying? Or is it like a coincidence? Like, what's going on, man? I'm telling y'all, man, we gotta like open our eyes a little bit more and start paying attention to our surroundings, man. I'm telling you. I mean, every movie is some real life activities going down within that movie. That's why I made a song called My Life is a Movie. You know what I'm saying? When you wake up in the morning, you're doing what movie stuff do. You know what I'm saying? And you got to watch the infiltrators out there, y'all. I'm telling you, man. I love everybody. I just want to get that out, man. I'm not racist at all. I do want to like get my people like more together. It's like to not be ignorant if possible amongst each other. You know what I'm saying? Stay sharp and stay solid just in case we do got other people that do want to come and really, really infiltrate us. Other than that, man, it's a wrap for us, like, on the real. And it's like, where the soldiers at? You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about our soldiers. Because we got many of they soldiers. And it's like, we only got a handful of us up in there. We dying on the front line real fast. But every movie, we dying fast in the movies. It's, come on, man. This is so racist, man. It's a racist earth, man. That's crazy, man. God, I ain't gonna even lie. He need to restart it all over. Real talk.
Did you see that happen?
Oh, yes. Doc
That's crazy.
Holliday, who is one of the leaders of the BGF, Black Guerrilla Family, which is a prison gang in the California state prison system.
And my name is Doc, y'all. I'm not no Doc Holliday. My name is Doc, the Spiffy Bro for 54. Let's not get it twisted, man. And I love all y'all folks.
Upon his release from prison, a certain sister made herself known to him at a nightclub, whereupon he moved in with her, and she picked up names, telephone numbers, information, you know, that kind of thing. That lasted for a good 3.5 months.
Was this an unusual thing, or did this happen often?
No, that happens all the time.
Did you yourself get involved in doing that?
Yes.
Give me an example.
There was a gentleman that was on trial in Los Angeles that belonged to the BLA that had been busted in a southern state for a bank robbery, but was brought with 2 other people to Los Angeles to stand trial for the machine gunning of a police officer in Los Angeles. I was supposed to worm my way into the affections of his sister and whatever it took to get the information that I needed as far as what kind of defense they planned to use as to turn this information over to the federal prosecution.
Did you do it?
I got the information, and thank God I didn't have to go through with the actual thing of sexual activity.
What do you mean, thank God?
The sister was rather unappealing.
How did you justify to the organizations in which you had infiltrated yourself that you were living on an $800 a week stipend or on an $800 a week standard of living when most of them were living hand to mouth?
Well, hey, brother, I'm hustling, I mean, hey, man, sell a little this on the side, a little of that on the side, I get over, that kind of thing. In other words, ain't nobody's business but mine where I get the money. So, everybody took it for granted that I was possibly doing a little dealing on the side, that kind of thing. Then also, everybody liked me for the simple reason that I would do things that I didn't have to do. I would go out of my way. Like Mafunde would have a pageant and they needed someone to do the sound setup for him, and I'd say, of course, I'll do it for you, that kind of thing. I was very well liked at one time in the community.
Would you say to American citizens that this situation of surveillance and infiltration continues to this day?
Oh, yes.
On the dimension that you experienced?
Probably much larger by now.
Oh, yeah.
Larger?
Oh, yeah. Let me put it to you like this.
So if it was larger when he was speaking on it, and it's 2023, how much larger y'all think it is? You know what I'm saying? And it's like not just us, it's a lot of other people out there included too. You know what I'm saying? There's other races out there that's not doing too good just as well too. So but man, hey, this is some scary stuff, man. You had people actually working as FBI agents, informants, to catch whatever they needed to catch. And it's like now that they really realize that all that shit was wrong, now you want to like speak on it and stuff. People should automatically know right from wrong and the type of stuff to actually get into. Like right now, I'm not gonna knock the drug dealer, but I'm not gonna sell drugs to people because you can kill somebody selling it to them, man. I mean, that's real, man. It's more businesses that can be made, created. You know what I mean? Come on, man.
Each year, everything gradually escalated up more and more. So I figured when I left, it didn't stop escalating. As they say, one monkey does not stop anybody's show.
You know what I'm saying?
You mentioned Sammy Davis Jr., who at one time, it was reported, gave money to the Black Panther Party, I believe. Were you ever assigned to look into that?
Yes, I was told to try to get as close to Mr. Davis or to anyone in his office as I could. I used to go up and have real chit-chat, chummy conversation with his personal secretary, Ann, at the 9000 building on Sunset. And I used to bring a Portapac video camera, and I used to go around and I would videotape the whole office.
You mean celebrities would be coming into his office and you'd film them freely?
Oh, yeah.
Didn't they question that?
In the Ross Writer's workshop. Yeah, right on, brother, that kind of thing. No questions asked. Same thing with the NAACP Image Awards. They were very interested in people like Sammy Davis Jr. There was another black in Los Angeles that they were very interested in because, not Los Angeles, but in Sacramento, Nathaniel Colley, who's attorney for the NAACP. And I know Nat. And they wanted information on him. just for the simple reason that he's an attorney for the NAACP, which makes no sense to me, but must make a lot of sense to them because they use the information.
You've been called upon to testify in Washington. Before who?
Before the Senate committee. I was called first to testify before the church committee, and I did go to Washington, D.C. I did testify to those people, and I want to say right now that the committee was full of smack. They got loads and loads of information and didn't even use it, didn't release it. I had tapes that I offered to them in evidence against the Federal Bureau of Investigation with conversations of me and my supervising officer where he's telling me to obtain certain articles for him by stealing. Don't get fingerprints on it. We can really use that. Did you take the weapons over to such and such? The church's committee told me that they couldn't use the tapes because the tapes were gotten by illegal means.
What would you say about the composition of the committee panel that questioned you?
I can say that's for the birds too, because the same people that I was talking about were the same people on the panel with the church's committee.
What do you mean?
When I came in the room to be interviewed by the so-called people from the church's committee, the representatives from the Federal Bureau of Investigations were also in the room.
FBI agents were a member of the church committee panel.
They were there with the investigators for the church's committee asking questions just like the church's committee.
So, man, y'all got to watch your surroundings and watch you around, because there could be FBI agents around you at all times, dog. And watch what y'all put on these, you know what I'm saying, on these little computers and shit, too, though. You know what I mean? But, see, that's why we, like, try to inform y'all to keep y'all happy, man. You know what I'm saying? We ain't trying to deter nobody wrong or stir nobody wrong from the music that we have on here or the videos that we might, like, react to or whatever. That's our job, to react to everything and just give our honest opinion about it as regular citizens in your country. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, though, man, it's a scary thing to know that all your government officials and everybody that's really, really in higher positions is like, man, just really got control of your life in reality. They can pull you over whenever, take you somewhere, bang, you could just be missing. And it's crazy, man. I'm telling you, y'all need to watch this episode. It's called Killers on Video. Killers on Video. It's like, that's crazy to know that it's a lot of people around the world just doing so much evil, man, for no reason. That's crazy.
And see, this is another thing that I find fault with, and this is another reason why I am not going to Washington, D.C., is that, again, I have been asked to come again for the second time. I'm not going again. For the simple reason that when I went up there with the idea that there were agencies investigating the Federal Bureau of Investigation, not the Federal Bureau of Investigation investigating itself.
That's crazy.
You're on the lam, almost.
Man.
Do you have a sense that you're going to be arrested and go to prison?
Oh yeah, eventually. Eventually, when things come to a head, it has to. It has to be that way. No other way around it.
What would you say to citizens who sit and listen to what you've said and have a sense of frustration and helplessness?
There are some agents, the old line agents, that disagree with the tactics that were used during the so-called COINTEL period. But one thing I don't want us to jump off of is that people always talk about, they're talking about COINTEL now so heavily. I'm not talking about COINTEL, I'm talking about a thing called BD, which was better known as Black Death. The Black Death was set up for a simple thing of infiltrating black organizations and black groups, whatever.
Where was this Black Desk, or were there a number of them?
There were a number of Black Desks, but the head Black Desk was in Washington, D.C., controlled by Sullivan. And the...
Was he black?
No.
Mm-hmm. And what was the function of the Black Desks all over the country? I guess there were dozens.
The function of the Black Desk was to monitor activity, social unrest, revolutionary groups, cultural groups, and such in the black community.
And feed it into this central
Yes.
See what I'm saying? Now they use your own people to infiltrate you. That's what he been trying to say. Infiltrate. You know what I'm saying? Which, like I said, we've been through a lot of that. From slavery days and all that. You know what I'm saying? Just imagine your people on ships getting thrown off the side of the boat before they even get to the destination. You know what I'm saying? Peeling off like who they think may be the strongest so they can control the weaker. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy, man, that it's like this, man. I'm telling you, man, God crack that satellite, man, and let them know who's in charge. But we're going to finish it off, man. I love y'all, man. Like, share, subscribe, man. Hope this was, like, beneficial and, you know what I'm saying, nutritional for the brain, just for us to understand that, man. When we wake up every morning, man, we target it no matter what, for whatever reason. And then they'll smile in your face, but then in regardless, they want to take your place. And those are backstabbers. You know what I'm saying? Hidden Figures. I will look in the story up real quick and I'm going to let y'all go. How the women got them out of space and there's not one black astronaut. You know what I'm saying? The wheel, peanut butter, the light, everything that was created by a black person has been like infiltrated. You know what I'm saying? And now it's like, let's get rid of them. That's not cool, man. I hope God come crack the satellite on y'all. Because I already know, man, I'm going to be in the presence of him no matter how it turn out. Real talk. So we're going to end this off, man, and we up out of here, man. Cool to do it on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I told you, a diversified channel, baby. We coming with substance, too.
And it still exists?
As far as I know, yes.
We've seen a number of investigations into the assassination of Martin Luther King. We've seen an extended police trial of the assassination of Malcolm X. What you seem to say substantiates what many black people say out on the street, that government agents or agencies knew that these assassinations were brewing and either participated in them or allowed them to take place.
It would behoove black people, it would behoove all people, really, to question so-called the cut and dry one lone assassin theory. The Bureau and other intelligence agencies are very good at conspiracies. They are very good at setting people up to be killed. They are very good at making innuendos so the person will be killed.
City police don't know about because they have policemen in there. They don't let black people form anything without some policemen in there. And while I was in the black Muslim movement, over the black Muslim movement, many of the police who were sent to infiltrate us, they're black, would tell me, say, look, I'm a cop, but I have to come. They would tell me. I knew the Muslim movement was full of police. So don't you think anything is going down that they don't know about. The only thing that goes down is what they want to go down. And what they don't want to go down, they don't let it go down.
Come on, man. I'm telling you, man. Hey.